All right, everybody, we've got enough people joined now. We're going to go ahead and get started on this thing. So first off, my name is Eddie Watson. I'm the president of Qples, and we are just so excited to talk about this new stuff that's coming along. This is a long-going project. There have been lots of things going on in the background. And first up, I would like to just introduce Brandy Johnson. And Brandy is from the Coupon Bureau. She's the CEO there. Brandy, say hi.
Hey guys, thanks so much for having me, Eddie. It's great to be back and spend some time with the Qples team.
Well, what we'd like to do is we're going to do just a little bit of background kind of on what this project is and what's going on. And then we'll go through, how Qples is going to be doing a lot of really crazy things moving forward. So Brandy, I'll
Yes,
hand it off to you for right now.
of course. So exciting. Um, Again, thanks, Eddie, for having me. I'm thrilled to see all this new technology coming into the market. That was the intention of the project from the very beginning. But I just wanted to spend a minute and just give you guys a little background on how we got to this point with the new Universal Digital solution. So about 5 years ago, the entities that manage and establish all the standards for coupons in the grocery space decided to create a committee to look into how the industry as a whole could turn on retailer agnostic mobile coupons, or in other words, a digital coupon that could be used in any retailer, so not tied to loyalty. And the hurdle was really a small thing and probably pretty obvious. If you had a digital offer and you took it into a retailer and it was redeemed, there was no paper trail to be able to take care of settlement. So members of our team were asked to participate in that committee. And what our technical partner, came up with as far as the solve was this connected ecosystem where there was a single source of truth for all the coupon data. And that is our, master offer files that live inside of the positive offer file. And then retailers, providers, manufacturers, clearinghouses would all be able to be connected to this database or the single source of truth. And then once a transaction happened, capture that redemption and report that information in a standardized way back to all the various stakeholders. So we built out this solution and demoed it, and the industry said, yes, that is what we want. But of course, in a for-profit environment, we wouldn't be able to get all the participation from the various stakeholders that this type of project required. So we created the Coupon Bureau, and essentially we are a nonprofit entity. We are managed by the industry. There is no fees for any of our various stakeholders to connect. We wanted that to be seamless, especially for the retailers. And we are supported by all the various industry trade associations. You see that alphabet soup there on the bottom of the screen. But essentially, the entire industry came together to create the platform, create the process and the standard, and then make sure that we could get adoption in all the various trade groups. So Eddie, if you'll jump to the next one for me. I thought it would be good just for me to really quickly highlight how this works. So I mentioned before that, we've got this centralized database, this master offer file, and that all the various stakeholders are connected to that. So the first thing that we needed to do is we needed to make sure that the point of sale knew it was something different, not a typical paper coupon that they might receive today, a manufacturer distributed coupon. All the coupons today start with what's called an application identifier. I know this is really boring, so y'all just hang with me. It's important. Application identifier, these are issued by GS1. They are the creator of all of the barcode standards. And so we said we need a different number for these coupon data strings to start with so that the point of sale knows it needs to do something different with it. And I'm bringing this up because our new application identifier is 8112. So in the market, you might hear these coupons referred to as universal digital coupons, universal mobile coupons, 8112 or 8112 coupons, or TCB coupons. So I just wanted y'all to know that there's multiple names that are floating around in the market right now. So with this new application identifier, we created a new data string. It's very different from the barcode that you guys are probably familiar with, much shorter. And the reason that it's much shorter, one is for security. So today in the current 8110 barcode structure, all of the purchase requirements live inside of that data bar. So that's what the point of sale uses to be able to validate that offer and check it against the basket. However, that's also a great place for fraud. So instead of having all those purchase requirements and all that required information for the point of sale living inside the data string, we actually shortened the data string and made it what we would consider a lookup code. And it tells the Coupon Bureau which master offer file to open. And then we are able to check that information, make sure that it is a valid coupon, make sure that that specific serial number for the user hasn't been used before. And then we push the purchase requirements down to the point of sale. So I kind of think about it like two-factor authentication for those of us who are used to dealing with, financial apps and things like that. The beauty of this for you guys as manufacturers is every single one of these offers is mandatorily serialized. So now you have a digital product that isn't tied to loyalty, that's yours, that you can distribute a digital offer and then have, the assumption that it will be able to be redeemed in any retailer. Because they're serialized, we're able to make sure that it's a single use execution. So as those coupons are presented and redeemed, Bureau basically just makes a little check next to that user's serial number so that we can ensure it's not used again. But the more important thing, I think, for you guys outside of security with the serial number is attribution. So now, based on your provider, if they're authenticating that user and they're assigning that user's profile to a serial number, then your provider would be able, like Qples, would be able to report back to you the attribution for that offer, which is really fantastic. The other thing that I think is really important for manufacturers outside the flexibility and the security is G10 or UPC level validation. This has been a point of contention in the market ever since the 8110 data bar was created. Inside of the data bar, we could identify basically down to a family code. But for you guys wanting to be really strategic in which offers or which specific product that offer is for, now you can specify exactly which G10s it is. So hypothetically, instead of saying, it's all Coca-Cola items, you could say this is for Coke Zero, 12 pack. And the offer only be good for that specific G10. So I think that's probably the highlight of the basics of the Coupon Bureau, what our position is here in the market and what 8112 from a functional standpoint is. So with that, Eddie, I'll turn it back over to you. And then if you guys have any questions about that, we'll be more than happy to answer them at the end.
Awesome. And just so we guys know, we are recording this entire thing, so everybody will be able to get access to this if you need to share it with your teams or go back and reference it again. And then please send in any questions that you have. We've dedicated a pretty significant amount of time at the end of this to be able to answer questions, because with a new product like this, there's obviously going to be huge amounts of questions that need to be answered for everyone. That being said, we debated multiple ways of explaining all the different fun stuff that we're going to be able to do with this. And we finally decided on, let's just start with the ice cream. Let's go with the dessert at the end. And we're going to start with the consumer journey. It's the most important part. It's the thing that everybody's most interested in hearing about. But before I go into it and start showing you guys, I just wanted to give a little bit of a background on it. So the moment we found out that the new technology and the new stuff that was coming, we started integrating as quickly as we possibly could. And we've been doing pretty hardcore revitalization and rebuild of our entire platform to make things easier. Those of you who've dealt with Qples in the past know that, one of our things is that we try to make the building process as simple as possible. Well, we said, let's find a way to do that, and let's make it even more simple than the current process. And let's also take that to the consumer side and give them as many options as we can to make their lives easier. Because at the end of the day, if the consumers don't have a good journey with it and they don't enjoy things, then they're not going to use that coupon, because they're not going to want to have to deal with that process. And so without further ado, we'll just go right into the consumer journey. So the first thing that they're going to have to do is they're going to have to discover this coupon. And you can see kind of listed to the right a bunch of different ways that are kind of typical ways that consumers would discover a coupon now that's a digital coupon. And these are most often used for printed home. But what's nice is we can now take that printed home flexibility and expand that. So things like your websites, your social media, your email, your landing pages, those are all still options that you can take advantage of and do things with. And with Qples, we'll still allow you to be able to track all that information and see what's going on with it. But because we can provide a completely digital and mobile experience now, some really amazing things are going to come into the market really quickly. We're going to be able to do live coupon demos in store if you want, and deliver a digital coupon to a consumer the moment they're in the store. If they want to do click on a coupon or use a QR code that's on pack, all these things become available. And I can tell you without even beginning to try to fake it, that no matter what we come up with today, 6 months and a year from now, there's going to be 10 new things that we never even thought of that are going to come into the market, because there's so much innovation that's happening because of this new technology. So once the consumer discovers the coupon, it gets really simple for them. They're going to see the coupon, and you can see to the left all the details for the coupon. Notice this coupon is also very Qples driven. We're not going to keep things that way. We allow you guys to customize this whole experience, but they can easily click the coupon and get it immediately. We also give them options to be able to save the coupon for later. But once they've determined they want the coupon right now, they verify their phone number. That's a one-time thing with us. And this is how we're going to make sure that we're securing this coupon down. Having a completely serialized coupon is a fantastic thing, but if we're not securing it on our side as well beforehand, the serial number becomes superfluous at that point, because it's not really securing anything down. Once they've verified that one time though, we're going to show them the coupon barcode on their phone. All they have to do is present that to the cashier, they scan it, and that's where the TCB magic takes over. It's going to verify that serial number, verify that offer, and if it's been allowed to print or be redeemed, it's going to allow that consumer's discount to go immediately onto their ticket. Once they're done, they can screenshot it, they can do whatever they want. It doesn't matter, because that barcode's a one-time use. It no longer happens. And that really is the most simple version of a consumer experience that we can give out. It's basically, you get your phone, you get your coupon, you walk out the door, you're good to go. Moving forward though, I just wanted to give you guys some really easy examples of what it could look like with your branding. So these are some of our brand partners that have agreed to allow us to show kind of what this could look like. And the idea is, you don't see Qples front and center here. You're going to see your brand and your stuff there. Another thing that we did is we tried to customize every piece of this to make the building process easier. So you notice there's a logo and there's a product image. That's all you need in order to build a coupon. And we actually went through, even with our printed home process, and redesigned our entire printed home process to match with these same standards. So whether you're building a coupon that's going to be a new universal digital, or it's going to be a printed home coupon, you only need 2 images and they can be reused over and over again. Once the consumer has chosen to get that coupon though, they may not be ready to use it immediately. So what we want to do is give them some options to be able to save that coupon for later. And so we're going to automatically give them 2 things that they can do. At the bottom right, you'll see they have the option to email that for later. That's a very typical process that you see currently in the market for printed home. This allows them to get an email and they can then access the coupon whenever they want. But the really fun part is going to come in the top right, which is going to be the Grocery Coupon Network app. Grocery Coupon Network is the consumer-facing side for Qples. And this is where our new mobile app will be coming out. It's going to be available in the Google Play and on the Apple Store, and it comes out in May. The mobile app allows for all sorts of things to happen though for these consumers. They will be able to sort and save and view and redeem, do many things, even discover new offers that are going there, but they'll also be able to do some really awesome things, which are going to be able to bundle these coupons together. Because just like it's really great that they can get coupons all over the place, the last thing we want is to slow down that consumer's experience inside the store. So last thing you want to do is get stuck behind the coupon person with a booklet scrolling through trying to find all of their coupons. Well, we're going to make it easy. We're going to let them start planning their shopping a little easier, and we're also going to let them get through that process without having to do any planning whatsoever. So you'll notice the far right pieces are going to be creating a bundle of coupons or accessing what we call our master barcode. These are both ways to bundle all of the digital coupons that they've created into one barcode, and they can scan it one time at the register. Any applicable coupons will immediately get the discount. Any that don't stay inside their app in their home, and they can redeem those later when they actually have the correct purchase requirements met. This will increase all of their lane times so much faster. And the master barcode, we really think, is going to be the key here. At any point in time, they have to click one button to generate a master barcode, and it takes any coupons that they've clipped and allows that barcode to scan and redeem all of them at one time. And you'll notice to the right, it actually has a little gallery of all the coupons that they have inside there. So there's, again, no questions about which coupons do they actually have clipped. They can view them in their saved coupons, And they can also view them after they've generated their barcode in the register if they need to. I know I'm talking fast. I get really excited about this, so I promise I will try to slow down. Next up is going to be building your offer. And what we're going to do here is I'm actually going to build an offer live inside our new platform for you guys. What I want you to see is we've always made building a very, very simple process, but what we're going to do now is make it even easier. And we're going to give you some options and cool things to happen, because even though this is a new process, it's not in every store available yet. And we'll be happy to go through and answer all the questions that come up with those really shortly. But what we've also created is a new way for you guys to do what we're calling dual offers. And a dual offer is a way for you to take a traditional printed home coupon and merge that with a new universal digital coupon. And that will allow you guys to offer to your consumers in this time where there's a gap between how many places offer digital and how many still can accept printed home. And so they'll be able to click one time and they'll be able to choose, I'm going to print the coupon and I'm going to redeem it anywhere that your product's sold. Or I'm do shop in these stores that are accepting digital coupons, and I'm going to go ahead and clip it and save it to my phone and redeem it there. And the nice thing is, whichever offer they choose, whichever option, they don't get the ability to then go and double up and get another option unless you guys choose to allow them to redeem multiple. All right. We are going to shift over to my demo of the platform. All right, so this right here is going to be the hub of your new Qples account. You can notice there's a couple of coupons that I've already created in this demo account here. And you can notice this one is actually a digital coupon. And then moving up, I've got a printed home coupon. And at the very top, I have a dual offer that I built as well. That's digital and printed home. We're going to go ahead and give you as many ways to view and edit these coupons as possible, but we're also going to make building incredibly simple. So all you would have to do to create a new campaign is say, you know what, I'm going to create a campaign and I'm going to input all the details for this coupon. And it may be something as simple as, you know what, I'm going to say save $1 off any one of my products. Then we're going to come in and put the basic stuff. How much money am I saving? What brand is this for? I've got my wonderful Coupon Crisp cereal here that I'm going to do. We're going to then do some other things. One, how many coupons per user are we going to allow? Are we going to make this coupon discoverable? This is going to be a part of the app itself. If you guys make the coupon discoverable, it will immediately be available inside our app and the consumers will be able to start clipping it and using it. But you can come in, play with your start dates, play with your end dates, nice little calendar pickers, nothing too crazy. And another thing that's nice that has always been a part of Qples and is never going to go away is you can edit all of these things in real time, even if the campaign's live. We want you to always be able to have control to adjust and manage things on your own. All this stuff right here that you've seen are normal campaign details that you will have to fill out. If it's a digital coupon, if it's a printed home coupon, it doesn't matter. You have to have those. So we're going to go ahead and start with those. Then we're going to move immediately into the digital stuff. So next thing you're going to see is my digital campaign details. One thing you'll notice is I'm actually connected to my Coupon Bureau account. You guys will have the ability to load and build your to create your Coupon Bureau account. And the process is pretty awesome. You guys now have control of that. You will be able to build your own barcodes inside the Coupon Bureau if you want, or more likely you'll be able to authorize your clearinghouse or your provider to do that. But you guys still own that entire thing. And you'll be able to log into your Coupon Bureau account and access your coupon barcodes down in here. So if I scroll down, you can see here's all the available barcodes that I have. So I'm going to grab this one right here that I've actually created, and I'm just going to say select. The nice thing that's here, all the campaign details, the number of clips that you guys are allowing, the redemption start and end date, all of that stuff is managed when the offer is built, and we're automatically pulling that in. So you don't have to then go back and re-input that information for the digital side because we have access to it because you've linked your TCB account to your Qples account. The only other part you might want to put in here is actually putting in your legal text. Obviously, your legal text would be much longer, but we're going to do this quickly so that you don't have to watch me typing in or copying and pasting a bunch of stuff. Once we're done, we say next. Oh, good grief. Next, we're going to go load in our printed home details. Then we're going to load in our images. Then we're going to load in any product images that we have. And once we're done, we say finish. It's going to create the campaign. And here's my coupon right here. We can come in here and do a bunch of other things to this coupon if we want to add additional features, if we want to view our reporting, if we want to grab our coupon links and do other things. There's a host of other features that are going to be available here. And what we'd love to do is do individualized demos to walk through for anybody that would like to do those. But for now, we just want you to see building a campaign takes about 5 minutes to do. And then you can go through and take that coupon and do whatever you need to do with it. And now we're going to go back. And we're going to move on to the next part. Next thing, I'm going to talk through just a few of our digital features and things that you guys can do. Some of the stuff you guys may know, some of them you won't, but the big fun stuff is going to be the dual offer, which I've mentioned already. That's going to allow you guys to combine your printed home and your digital offers together. We think this is going to be a fantastic stopgap as universal digital becomes more prevalent. The goal here would be eventually to no longer offer printed home because it is a little of an archaic process. However, there will be consumers that still prefer printed home. There are still a significant amount of couponers that are in the older generations that don't want to go to digital yet. But the nice thing is digital offers us a way to access these newer, younger consumers that are completely digital and don't want to do printing anymore. You guys will be able to also create and build custom galleries. You can do that in the current platform, and you're going to continue that process. The nice thing is you can link inside your gallery a print coupon, a digital coupon, or a print digital hybrid. And again, it all happens inside there. And no custom coding is required. You guys can pick your basic colors and move on. We're automatically integrated with several email providers as well. And then we have an integration as well for third-party things like APIs with third-party databases and stuff like that that allow you to do things. And then the last one that's going to be really important is going to be the consumer support. We have the ability now for you to create a coupon that is completely for consumer support. And because we don't have the fraud issues that we've had in the past with printed home, you'll be able to do things like free offers, which is a really big deal. So if you guys want to do sampling, or if you want to be able to give a consumer that's had an issue with something that contacts you, you'll be able to issue them a free coupon. And because the system allows for a completely serialized barcode and individualized coupon, we can generate a one-time link with one click, and you send that link to that consumer, they get their free coupon. And then if they try to share it or do anything else, it doesn't work because it's a one-time use link. Last part is going to be simple steps for you guys that you need to go through in order to get going. The number one thing that you're going to need to do is you will need to register at TCB, at the Coupon Bureau. And I have the link right here at the top. It's going to be portal.thecouponbureau.org. And the TCB has a fantastic staff of people that will be able to help walk you through everything that you need to do. But once you've created your Coupon Bureau account, you just need to authorize your additional partners. You'll be able to see the clearinghouses and the providers that are already integrated with the Coupon Bureau, and you can authorize those if you choose to and allow them to be able to build and manage your master offer files for you. You'll also be able to build and manage those yourselves via the TCB portal or by accessing it through the integration inside of Qples as well. Next steps are pretty simple. You're going to build your coupon just like we did in the past. It was in a few seconds ago. It was really, really quick and easy. You build your coupon and you're ready to go. And the last part is the fun stuff. Distribute it out to your consumers and start tracking all your results. But it's basically everything that you could enjoy, all of the good pieces of a printed home, only you don't have to force the consumer to print. You can now give them a completely secured version that can be delivered on their mobile phone. Now the fun part. Brandy, this is where I'm probably going to have you come in as well again, but questions. And I'm going to start going through them. I know that we've had a bunch that have already kind of came through there.
Hey, Eddie, before you start answering, before you check their questions, I just wanted to add one thing that I forgot to mention that's probably really important. This particular standard, this new 8112 or Universal Digital Standard, it is approved and adopted as the standard for grocery, drug, and dollar. But for those of you that may have product in convenience stores, the Connexus and NACS group have also adopted this as the standard for C-store. So if you have a product that lives there, just know that those retailers will be accepting these offers as well.
That's awesome. That's really helpful as well. So I'm going to go through a few of these questions really quickly, and then just if there's more questions, please don't be afraid to pop those up. One of the first questions we actually received was, when a consumer opts in with their phone number, can we also ask for them to give the phone number to the brand to allow for SMS and marketing for you guys directly? Of course, we have the ability for you guys to create any custom form that you want and collect all of that user data that you would prefer. And if you want it to be the phone number, we can do that. Or it can be something that's as simple as a survey or an email address or things like that to go with it. Brandy, this is a great one for you, but is there a way to make 8112 offers retailer specific?
Yes, you can do that. And you also have the ability to potentially geo-target, although I would say doing that through distribution is probably better. But yes, you can make them specific to a particular retailer.
Awesome. Brandy, I don't know if we have any projected redemption rates for others yet because it's so new, but do you have any thoughts on that specifically?
Yeah, that's a great question. And, we've really been trying to dig in, obviously for Bureau, as we just try to project scale and requirements. I truly don't know as far as redemption rates. I would give you my decades worth of education guess, right, of being in the market. I would say that it's probably going to resemble clip to card rates to start. But I do see it probably landing somewhere between clip to card rates and what you guys have seen from print at home. So probably excelling past current clip to card just because of the universality of them. If that gives y'all some sort of benchmark. But just know that as we start having more universal distribution, Bureau will be, putting out white papers probably quarterly with that kind of data so that you guys can keep track.
That's awesome. That's a fantastically interesting question because, one, we don't know the answer completely yet, but I have a gut feeling that it's going to stay pretty similar to printed home because the way that the offers are discovered is going to be very similar to printed home. However, the redemption rate will probably lower slightly because there will be less fraud in the market now. But I also think there will be more offers that are going out and the process of redeeming will be easier for them. So my gut says I feel like it'll be kind of a merging of the two and stay pretty similar to the same way. Brandy, I'm sorry to keep giving you all the answers.
No, it's okay. But, that's why I'm here. I love it. It's my job.
Any kind of a roadmap for which retailers are currently integrated, along with what we're kind of expecting over the next 6, 12 to 24 months?
Yep, that is a fantastic question. And it's probably the one that we get asked the most, as you guys can imagine. So let me just quickly tell you what our approach is for getting retailer connectivity. We are a small, team here at the Coupon Bureau. And so there was no way we would be able to get retailer connectivity at scale just relying on our own internal team. There's not enough hours in the day. So we have engaged with companies that we call internally accelerators. And basically an accelerator to us is some third-party service that currently touches the retailer point of sale in some way. So that might be a loyalty provider. That might be a payment provider. That might be the actual POS platform themselves. And we've been working with them to build out the connectivity requirements. The connectivity itself is pretty basic. It's just basic APIs. It's the POS logic update that's a little bit more complicated just because the data is coming down to them in a different format. But right now we've got, I think, 5 different accelerators. And across those, I'm not going to tell you who or when, but let me just tell you the types of retailers that they're having conversations with, or the ones that I know that we've had direct conversations with. Target, Walmart, Meijer, Publix, H-E-B, Schnucks, Walgreens, Dollar General. So those are the types of retailers that we're talking to right now. We currently have our first live mid-tier retailer, and they're actually based in Texas. It's a company called Lowe's Markets, not the Lowe's from the North Carolina area, but the one based in Texas. About 150 locations. So I would say for now, those of you that might be interested in just testing the actual execution, that would be a great space. But I expect that over the next few weeks, we will have some national retailer announcements.
That's awesome.
As far as long term, Eddie, I would say, we would love, and I could say based on our accelerators list, like what their forecasts are, I could see us, being to meaningful connectivity percentages, going into the first part of next year.
That's awesome. Well, obviously, we're just so excited about this. We can't even see straight.
Us
So
too.
the moment,
So
every
with
time
what
a retailer comes on, we're just going to be even more excited. I'm going to try and go through a few more of these questions really quickly while we have some time. This one says, if Sprouts, for example, has a digital coupon and Qples also has a digital coupon, can the consumer clip and redeem both? I'm assuming this is probably based around stacking and things like that. Brandy, I don't know the full answer, but I think the answer is yes, they would still be able to clip and redeem both, because even though they're both digital coupons, they're not actually connected that way through the POS.
Yes, I would say that most of our accelerators have built out some sort of anti-stacking business rules. So if the retailer is connecting through an accelerator, then that would not potentially be able to happen. However, if the retailer is connecting direct, you're right. Bureau doesn't have the visibility into what loyalty or paper coupons might be in that basket. So we can't block the stacking. However, we do encourage all of our retailers to do that.
That's awesome. And I'm assuming that's probably one of those things that as the market grows and more innovation comes available, those things could be eventually addressed even more in the future.
Yes. Yes. And to that point, Eddie, let me just say, when we originally as an industry launched Universal Digital 8112, the idea was that it would just be this additional extra type of coupon that, manufacturers could select. However, based on all the security features that the industry has realized and fraud problems that 8112 solves, the industry issued an executive summary white paper, I guess last September or October, stating that as soon as Bureau gets to 70-75% retailer connectivity, the industry is going to establish a 2-year sunset on the current 8110 platform or coupon type. So what that means for you guys is, yes, for right now, stacking would be still an issue. However, once all coupons are in this 8112 more secure format, Bureau would be able to limit that better.
That's awesome. Oh, if we can only get to the end.
I know. We're almost there. We're way closer than we were a year ago.
Next question. What happens to a saved coupon which is canceled in the user's account? Does it stay live until the redemption or cleared from the user's list? This is going to depend on the redemption dates for it. So if the digital coupon is saved, it will be available to them just like a print coupon would be available to them until the redemption date ends. If you guys go in and do retroactively adjust that, I think it will actually remove it from the thing, but it's a fantastic question. And I'm going to put a note down because I want to go through and double check to make sure that I don't give you guys an incorrect answer on that. But we only display coupons inside our app and based on the redemption dates that are inside the TCB portal. And so if that's adjusted, it does push that information back to us, which means it should remove as well.
Yep. And Eddie, if I could just piggyback one comment on that. Yep. The way that the process works today, we're trying to limit the amount of calls that the point of sale has to do. Once Bureau receives the data string and says, yes, this is a valid offer, and no, this serial number has not been used before, we will push the purchase requirements to the point of sale. At that point in the Coupon Bureau, we mark that coupon as redeemed, and we, in real time, alert the provider. So in this case, we would alert Qples so that they could remove it from the app. However, if for whatever reason that transaction fails, if the purchase requirements aren't met, then the retailer would make a call to us that we call a rollback and basically turn that coupon back on. And in real time, we would also let Qples know that so they could reactivate that coupon in the Shoppers app.
That's awesome. So here's a fantastic question that I can give you a quick answer on this moment and then some other things that may happen in the future. So one, the Grocery Coupon Network app is owned by Qples. That was one of the questions. But of course, we will not be the only universal digital coupon provider. The Coupon Bureau is open to the entire market. So it's really incumbent on us to make sure that we provide the best experience that we possibly can. There is a possibility that other providers may have their own apps as well, or other ways that they're distributing the coupon. There's basically a wide swath of options that we can do when we're presenting the coupon to the consumers. We could do something as simple as just showing it on the screen, which is something that I showed in our demo. We could also allow them to save it to an app, which is how we chose to do it. There's other things, digital wallets that could come into play. And to be honest, there's probably a host of other really cool things that nobody's ever heard of that will come into the market. The personal reason that Qples chose to go with an app versus going with a digital wallet are, one, apps are actually easier and more widespread than people that are actively using a digital wallet. Along with, we get the much more flexible ability to let the consumers have control and customize and bundle things by using the digital wallet. In the future, we're trying to look at the industry is working on some things to be able to allow cross-provider bundling. Brandy, I don't know if we have anything live in the market yet, but I've kind of heard rumors that it may be something down the line that becomes available.
Yes, that is absolutely something that we're working on with some technical partners right now. So yes, it is coming. No, it is not in market yet.
And I don't have any specific information to give out for that, other than the moment that something like that does become available, it's going to be something that Qples jumps in on as quickly as possible. Because while I would prefer my consumers to be able to use my platform to do a coupon, what at the end of the day we've known is whatever the consumers want to do is the way that the market needs to go. And so if we can allow them to bundle offers that aren't Qples ones inside of our Grocery Coupon Network app, we will allow that. Next question. How will the customers know if the retailer accepts these or not? So the nice thing is this is going to be a collaborative thing for us. One, when we're delivering and distributing these offers, for the moment, especially as we only have a few retailers on board, it's going to be incumbent on, in the coupon process, Qples has a link that consumers can click on to see the available retailers. But we would also suggest that you, as the brands, when you're distributing this, talked about that specifically as well. So if you were doing an offer in the beta testing for Lowe's Market, for example, we would want to make sure that we mention specifically in there, this coupon is available at Lowe's only right now, and so forth as we get going. In our dual offer process as well, this is one of the reasons why we created it, which was, as we have this transition, we want to make sure that the consumers can get a digital option when it is applicable to them. And if not, they can go with the standard printed home process and move forward. Brandy, this is a good one, but how are clearinghouses involved? I assume it's basically the same way that they currently are, just more options.
That's exactly right. Yep, that's exactly right. So as we were developing the standard and the process, our team worked really closely with the clearinghouses to make sure that we, one, weren't breaking anything in their process, but they have a standard format for universal digital data. And so the clearinghouse, your clearinghouse as a CPG would work exactly like it does today. So that process today for paper coupons is whenever a coupon's redeemed, it's captured in the retailer's transaction log. And then from that, an invoice, a redemption file, and then an invoice file is created. And so that same process would happen today. However, because we don't have paper for that third-party audit, the Coupon Bureau has a retailer API, a retailer clearinghouse API, as well as a manufacturer agent or manufacturer clearinghouse API. And so all that data would go in real time back to the clearinghouses so that they would have a secondary audit point.
That's awesome.
So your process shouldn't change from what you and your clearinghouse are doing today.
Whoops, I already answered that question. We answered that one just now. Which post-redemption data do you have access to? So the most important one that you're going to get is in pretty close to real time. I don't know if it's quite real time, Brandy, or not, but we will get a call back immediately that that coupon has been redeemed, which allows us to remove it from the consumer's app, and so that they don't keep trying to access and redeem a coupon multiple times. Even though they wouldn't be able to, it would be an odd experience for them if they kept trying and kept seeing it. They might try to. And then we'll get all of the same typical redemption data that is now available through Print at Home and regular processes. It'll just be instantaneous almost inside the portal as well. Brandy, here's one specific for the Bureau.
Okay.
Does the Bureau have plans for educating consumers and checkers? Will checkers be cautious, or will consumers be cautious of trying a new technology that requires a download? And if checkers will know what to expect from the coupons?
Yep, that is a fantastic question. I would say that we were a little bit more concerned about consumer behavior pre-COVID. What we have found through COVID is shopper behavior dramatically changed to be more in an online environment or more in an app-based environment through e-com, Instacart, those kinds of things. So what we've seen with the executions that have been live in the market so far is the shoppers do not have a problem at all engaging with this new coupon type. They've been asking for digital. They have never understood why they could, download a digital boarding pass, but they couldn't use a digital coupon that worked in any retailer. So I feel like they're probably anxiously awaiting this and prepared for it. But one of the things I love that Qples has done is have that print at home option as well. As far as the retailers, yes, we are working with all of the retailers around cashier education, making sure that they're aware of, the new coupon type and how it works. So we're addressing that from an educational perspective with each of the retailers as we onboard them.
We're getting a lot of questions about pricing and things like that. So what I'm going to do at the very end, we have some links to our sales team to go through that, and they can go through in detail with you guys pricing, but we do have some standard pricing as well that we can share out inside a nice little PDF that you guys can look at the end. But it's going to be a very similar process to the current Qples pricing. We will have an option for a simple setup fee and a per clip/print fee. And then we'll also have some options that are including in our typical subscription rates. So you'll be able to create multiple campaigns, either print at home or the new digital processes, and you'll just be limited to the number of prints or clips that you get each month. Would we still work with our current barcode vendors for the 8112 codes? Yes, you will definitely be able to. So almost every major clearinghouse is integrating, and we would prefer you guys stick with that same pattern since it's an established one that works really well, which means you'd be able to go, once you authorize your clearinghouse or your barcode vendor, you'll be able to then have them create your barcode, and then you'll be able to implement that inside of the Qples platform.
Yeah, Eddie, just to mention one barcode vendor that isn't a clearinghouse, like Pinpoint. Pinpoint's already connected and can generate these barcodes for you as well.
Awesome. Okay. Here's one that's very specific. Can brokers use this portal to line up submissions for multiple brands? They can. So we do offer our portal available to brokers. It's also available to agencies depending on what their needs are. We found that even though a lot of our clients are direct manufacturers, some of them are agencies who manage those programs or brokers for the brands themselves. And so we're fine with anybody using it as long as they're allowed by that brand to issue the coupons. Last part is going to be, please share more about how the consumer will find or discover these coupons. This process is basically going to be the exact same that they're currently allowed. So they can discover this coupon in any one of a million ways. Basically, any place you can place a coupon, a link, you'll be able to also send the coupon to the consumers. And that could be simple, basic things like, the coupon is available on your website. You guys have it set up and integrated with your newsletter so that when a consumer joins your newsletter, they get a coupon. But you'll also be able to do direct things to their mobile phones. You will be able to text that out. You'll be able to place that on a QR code inside the store on pack if it's doing that. And one of the things that I heard the other day that was really cool was people that were doing physical print coupons were now going to think about adding a QR code as well on their physical print coupons so that they could not only mail out a coupon physically, but allow that to be tracked via digital as well. So there's basically no limit to the creativity that you have. That will be your only limitation on how the coupon is distributed.
Yeah, Eddie, if I could, this is one of the things that excites me the most, being a marketer at heart, is any place and I said this on a training webinar the other day. We've been saying for years that we're omni-channel, right? As an industry, we're omni-channel, and we have been. We know how to get to the shopper in whatever space they're in. We just haven't been able to activate them. So now omni-channel, whether that's from a TV commercial, whether that's from a billboard on the side of a bus, it doesn't matter. Anywhere a link can live, these offers can be distributed. And obviously then you can also track attribution because of the mandatory serialization to know which of those omni-channels is working the best for you and your brand.
That's awesome. Omnichannel is a fascinating one because you're right. We're not truly omnichannel until we were able to combine those.
Yes.
I'm trying to go through all the answers. We've still got so many questions. Do retailers need a certain type of scanner? I think the only scanner that they are required is the one that will be able to scan on the phone, which is the handheld scanners, correct? The 2D?
Yep, that is correct. So we knew that scannability would be a potential hurdle. And so there's a couple of things I wanted to mention about that. Each provider, we didn't as Bureau, as part of the standard, say it had to be this particular data carrier or barcode. And so you'll see these in code 128, you may see these in QR codes. And the reason that we did that is that we didn't want to standardize ourselves into a box. Because we don't know what new technologies may be out there in the future. It might be sound, it might be beams, it might be NFC, I don't know. But I did want to say that from a scannability directly from the phone, first of all, provider work with Qples on which barcode they're using. If for whatever reason the shopper gets there and their screen's cracked, or they have a screen protector that's blocking the scanner from being able to read it, or maybe they went to an older retailer that doesn't have that capability. We do have what's called fetch code baked in, and I know that Qples is utilizing this feature. So if whatever reason can't scan it, there's a get one-time use code, and Bureau will issue a shortened code that can be typed in by the cashier. So we always have that as a fallback as well.
You're completely right, Brandy. We have the fetch code integrated directly. So the moment the coupon barcode is showed on the screen, right underneath it, at any point in time, there's a button that says get a one-time use code. And if I'm not mistaken, one of the future goals of TCB is to integrate that fetch code to also be able to be used online, correct?
Yes, so fetch is actually a little bit different. So fetch code is specifically for in-store. However, Bureau is already built for e-com. The only thing that's keeping us from being able to execute universal digital and e-com right now are just those connections to the Instacarts and the Ships and things like that. So as soon as that serialized data string is deposited by the provider into the master offer file, we'll return back a short code that's alpha and numeric that the shopper could enter into a cart. So the capabilities there, just know that you won't see Qples or other providers turning that on until we get that e-com connectivity, but that is something that we're actively working on right now.
That's awesome. We have another coupon or question. I'm going to try to read it, but I think there might have been a little mistyping when it was written. It says, can coupons bundling different partner brands be done? I'm going to answer two questions, and hopefully one of those is the correct answer. Coupon bundling can be done across any brands because the consumers will be the ones determining which coupons they've clipped, and then they can thus bundle those together. If the other question was the ability with this new style to present multiple coupons for different brands on one barcode, that's also possible. They would just be able to be built inside the Coupon Bureau platform, and there's multiple places just like there are in the current platforms, but a lot more flexible now for different company prefixes to be used, if I'm not correct, Brandy, right?
Yes.
Good deal. Good deal. I think we've kind of covered all the questions. If there's not any more, then we can go ahead and wrap this up. But I'll give just a few seconds for any more additional coupons or questions to come up. But to be honest, we're just so excited about this. This is the future of the technology and what this industry has been asking for. And we are ecstatic on our end to be able to release this to our clients and to potential new clients, because we think that this is exactly what the industry has needed for a very long time. And our goal is always to find the most difficult process that we can and make it as easy as possible. And we think that we've gotten really close to being able to do that now.
It's super exciting for us here at Bureau. Eddie, you guys at Qples have just done a fantastic job with the APIs and the basics that we give you to turn it into something really fantastic for the shopper and your CPG. So thank you for having me, and thank you for your support of the standard. And we look forward to seeing coupons from all you guys.
Awesome. Thanks everybody for joining. Don't worry, we will be sending out a recording of all this, and please send any and all questions that you guys have. Last little bit of questions, you can send those directly to either myself, it's Eddie@qples.com, or Bob from our team as well, which I know almost all of you know. So please send them to either one of us and we'll be happy to answer everything. But other than that, thank you guys for joining, and we can't wait to get started.